And then we're live. What's up, everybody? I am here with one of my favorite people on this planet, Alison Prince. Alison, how are you feeling today?
I am so good. And Russell, I was telling right before we jumped on, this is going to be so good because Facebook blocked me out. I'm hacking my husband's account. Like, this is going to be the best 10, 15 minutes ever online today.
Are you Alison? Are you Jay? Who are you today?
Let me pull off my wig.
Wow. This is what I want you guys who are watching to be encouraged by, knowing that even at this point, things always keep falling apart. Things don't work, and Facebook doesn't work 5 seconds before it's supposed to go live, and a million other things. So
I think things break all the time, especially when you're about to go live or you're launching a product or whatever. It's because you're about to change someone's life with your digital product, your physical product, and Satan in the dark, whatever was pulling you back, is trying to be like, how do I mess up Alison's Facebook and Russell's Facebook account? It's like every single time.
Every time. I always think in my head when that stuff like happens, I always think like the thought goes in my head is like, how bad do you really want it? How bad do you really want it? Like I think about, again, I was a wrestler, so in wrestling matches where like you wrestle them and all of a sudden you're down by like 6 points, and like in your brain you're like, I lost. This is gonna be over. I'm fine. Like I've justified in my head. I'm okay. And it's like, but how bad do you want it? It's like you gotta rally back and just go and then come back and win by 2. And it's amazing. You know, it's like that's my head. Is like whenever stuff like happens, like how bad do you want it? Because most people are gonna quit, and I'm not. Let's go.
I know. I don't quit. I don't quit Facebook. Come on, Facebook.
Oh, Zuckerberg, you got nothing on Alison.
I'll find a hack. Let's do this.
Oh man, it's so fun. Well, real quick, for those who like, we should tell the story because I look at a ton of people watching this right now. A lot of people will be watching the replays of this over the next few weeks, or I guess not even months now. So we are, as of today, I think 59 days. So we're less than 2 months away from Funnel Hacking Live, which is crazy. And you've spoken now at multiple Funnel Hacking Lives. I'm so excited to have you back. Again, I said this, I wasn't joking. Like, you're one of my favorite people on this planet. So it's just so much fun to have you coming back. But I love for you to kind of tell your story, because before you came to this whole like ClickFunnels, funnel hacking world, you were doing some insanely cool things, building huge companies. And I love people to hear kind of your backstory, so they know that you didn't just show up one day, you're like, oh, this is what I do. Like you've been in the trenches longer and doing more volume than any person I've ever met in the e-commerce space. And so love for you to tell a little bit of your backstory.
Yeah, absolutely. So I am obsessed with building businesses. And one time Russell yelled at me and said, knock it off, focus on one thing. And that was so hard for me to do, Russell, because I am absolutely addicted to business building. And I didn't even know you existed. I didn't even know your world existed. I was off in my own world. I'd created a e-commerce business. We've done over 40 million in sales. And then I have a blog that's still going today. And Russell, this is crazy. We just actually sat down with my team the other day and figured out how much we have generated just in the past few years. You don't even know this. Like my team just figured this out. We've generated over $100 million in physical products in this online space. And so it's so cool because I know how shops work, physical products work, and then I know how the influencer side works. And I have been in this space for well over a decade. And when people come to me and they're like, Alison, I want to start an online business, but I have to have a huge social following, or I have to have all this email list. I'm like, why? Why not just hit the fast forward button, team up with an influencer and grow even faster? And so that's what I love so much is all of my e-commerce business we've done with 0 Facebook ads.
What? That's the place when you came in my world and we're talking about ads and you're like, I've never bought an ad before. I was like, you've done how much money? You've never bought an ad before? Like, I think you said like, I don't want to give Zuckerberg my money. I was like, okay, it makes total sense. I get it.
And that's a big, huge thing. Like I watch these influencers and what they're doing, and they're literally looking for businesses to work with. I'd rather pay them. Mark, how many yachts does he have? Russell, like way too many, right? And so it's really teaming up with, you find the perfect physical product and the perfect influencer, and that's when magic happens. And it's just been so powerful. And can we give a little hint away? That's what I'm going to be speaking at, all the details at Funnel Hacking Live on stage.
And this is, I think, the most timely thing ever, because over the last year, as you know, and I think everyone who's been playing this game knows, like the ad game has gotten weird. It's gotten more expensive. It's gotten harder. In fact, we talked about this before we went live. Like I'm literally buying people's business up for pennies on the dollar now because ad costs went up and they're like, oh, I can't run my business anymore. And so they're just giving me and giving other people business, like just to get out of business because they can't do it. It's like, you guys are crazy. There are more ways than just Zuckerberg. In fact, hold on. I don't have my book here. Okay. Please pause for 15 seconds.
I'll dance for everybody.
If you read, yeah, well, Alison's dancing. Traffic Seekers book I wrote like 3 years ago for y'all. There's this title, the preface. It said, oh, that's not the, sorry. The introduction, it says, there's a storm coming. I was like, all you guys who are relying on just Instagram or Facebook or whatever to build your company, you're in big trouble. And I talk about the Dream 100, and like the first 2/3 of the book's about this thing, which is literally what you're doing. You're finding people who already have your audience, and you get them to promote it. And usually the traffic converts higher. The customers come in or better. And you don't have to deal with Facebook or ads or algorithms or all this stress or the headline. Like there's so much you don't have to do. And I love and it's funny because we talked about this a little bit, but like the same way you started your business, the same way I did. Like I didn't buy our first ad till ClickFunnels was 2 years old. People like, how'd you grow your company? I'm like, influencers, like the same thing you're talking about, FHL, and no one's talking about it, but it's the thing that's going to save more people's businesses, I think, over the next 3 years than anything else.
And I'm in the game right now watching it with this blog. And the best thing is I'm not even face that blog. Like we have other people. And then I'm coaching companies right now. And just about a week and a half ago, I watched a company and an influencer. They had just, I don't want to do the time frame. I'll just say they made a lot of money, 0 Facebook ads. And the business was like, this is a real world. I'm like, yes, it's happening right now. So this isn't stories from like 5-10 years ago. I'm literally in it right now. Like what works, what doesn't work. There's been businesses who've come up to me and they're like, it's just so hard to get influencers to say yes. I'm like, well, because there's a reason why. And I look at their stuff and it's very forceful and very demanding. It's like they're trying to, if someone moves into a house, this is how I phrase it. If you move into, or if a neighbor moves into a house next to you, you don't go over there and just start knocking on the door, go in and say, cook me dinner. You say, how can I help you? How can I serve you? And I'm seeing a lot of businesses go in and just start making those demands. And then it just comes off like so harsh. And so if I'm going to teach at Funnel Hacking Live the best way to get yeses from influencers. I'm going to teach you the best way to help influencers to convert all the things without using Facebook ads. Woohoo!
Yeah. Somebody even asked me, so what kind of compensation structures for influencers? I'm sure to talk about those kind of things as well. Like, how do you pay the influencers? What does it look like?
Yep.
Some influencers want a lot. Some of those deals I've seen you do, I'm like, I can't believe that's how they actually. It doesn't make any logical sense to me. But a lot of the influencers right now, they're getting paid 5%, 10% for sales on things they're doing. You come in with like a little bit better offer and they flip out, which is
even crazy. Product swaps. So and then here's a little hint. You're not going after the big, huge ones. The big, huge ones can get diluted. The micro influencers, Russell, are blowing minds of the companies that I work with. Like not just a little bit, but they're like, whoa, wait a second. And so it's just this untapped market that when businesses start to see the potential, they're just absolutely blowing up. It is so fun to see. So fun to see.
Can we tell one story that is like a 5 or 6 year old story, but it's like the greatest story of all time? Yeah. This is the one you first told me. So Alison's daughter was in junior high. And do you want to tell this? That's the setup. Do you want to tell the rest of it? Because this is the greatest story of all time for those who are like, I can't do this because I don't have whatever. I don't have my own email list. I don't have a blah, 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 blah. Okay. So this is Alison's 13-year-old daughter who got to know really well now. And this is the coolest story of all time.
It is the best story ever. There's so many different layers, just so many different layers to this. But my girls were sleeping in at 10 and 13-year-old. Russell, do your kids sleep in? Is that like a normal?
Way too often, yes.
Oh, get out of bed, for crying out loud. So we gave them 3 choices. They could either do more chores, move out of the house, or start a business. And of course, they chose the business option because guess what? They're not going to move out of the house. I mean, have you seen toilet paper prices lately? I don't think any kids are going to be moving out of the house for a very long time. And so they started, and they didn't even have a phone to have a social media following. I was the mean mom and said, no, you're not getting a phone. And they started with influencers, and they went on to sell their first 6 figures before they even stepped foot into high school because of using influencers. They don't even, I think Michaela, the older one, might have a Facebook account now, but my younger one, Bridges, she hates Facebook. She doesn't. I don't even think she knows who Mark Zuckerberg is. Like, I love that.
She's doing deals with the influencers.
Just influencers. And they're just so much funner to work with, and writing out influencers checks. It's just a good feeling. It's just a good feeling. So yeah, these little squirts who can't even open up their locker uh, are able to have a six-figure business, which has been such a blessing as they start to get older and they want to explore different things. It's not like money is making those choices for them. It's their heart is making those choices for them. So get your kids involved. Absolutely get your kids involved.
So cool. I'm excited. This is so cool. Like I said, this is the most timely thing. I think there's so many businesses I've seen that are failing because of the ad and traffic and things like that. And so when I was planning FHL this year, I was like, we've talked a lot about us personally. And I was like, this is something I think that our world and our community needs to understand at a deeper level. So I'm so excited you're coming to share this stuff with everybody. And like I said, FHL, hold on, check this out. This is how technically cool I am. I've got a little button. FHL, look, there's a banner ad. So down below, now there's a link that says funnelhackinglive.com. So FHL is less than 2 months away. We're 59 days away from Funnel Hacking Live going live, which is, I can't even fathom it. It feels like it just happened. I'm so excited that we're doing this party again. We're going to have 5,000 or so crazy funnel hackers from all around the world who are going to be in Orlando, hanging out, having fun. And then we've got the most amazing speaker lineup ever, especially Alison, who's going to be coming in with you guys. These principles of how to get traffic through influencers, which I think that, the last decade has been like everyone talking about ads and Facebook and things like that. And they don't even understand like the power. Like it's funny. We're in the middle of the ClickFunnels 2.0. We're about to do the relaunch there. And guess what we're not spending time on? We're not focusing on ads or creative. Like 100% we're doing now is influencers and venture partners and outreach and things like that, because I know that those customers, they stick longer, they pay more, they're better customers, like they convert higher, like all the things. So like the first 6 to 12 months of the new ClickFunnels, like us rolling out our thing, the 100% focus is on influencers and traffic like that. So it's just, I want you guys understanding that, because we all just default to Facebook, which is expensive and hard, and you lose money. Most people are losing money today. And so this is just going to be awesome. It's going to be so much fun. So I know, I think you told me before we started this, that you also have some kind of speaker bonus, right? Because I want people, before they show up to FHL, to get to know you and be able to dive in a little bit. Do you want to talk about what they're going to get if they get their tickets today at funnelhackinglive.com?
Okay. And can I just add on to what Russell says about Funnel Hacking Live? Funnel Hacking Live isn't a boring conference. You just don't go sit in a room, take notes, fall asleep. Like, Russell, you've been to those conferences, right?
Yeah,
no, you are on your feet. You are moving, because you know that learning isn't just writing in a notebook. It is very exciting. It is so fun. It's very high energy. And I learn so much at these events, and I make amazing connections. And then your speaker lineup,
it's crazy.
Oh my gosh. Like if you were to go to every single person and listen to all these conferences, tens of thousands of dollars, and you brought everybody in on one stage for, is it 3 or 4 days?
4 days.
4 days. Unbelievable. Like Tom Bilyeu.
Tom and Lisa's wife coming.
Oh my gosh.
Jamie Lima, who sold her company for $1 billion, is coming, which is crazy.
I didn't know she was coming. She is such a good speaker.
She's amazing.
Such a good speaker. And isn't Brendan Burchard coming?
Marcus Lemonis from the TV show The Prophet's coming. Alison Prince is going to be there. It's gonna be so much fun.
So fun. Okay, so let me get back to your question. So what I'm doing, the biggest question I get from a lot of people is, Alison, I reach out to influencers and I don't hear anything from them. And so would it be okay if I've just put together a list of my hacks on getting yeses from influencers? And then I'll send that over to you so we can get this ball rolling, so you can start getting those connections made and start making that money, because money does good things and we all want it in your pocket. So let's go.
I love it. Cool. So we will put that. So for those of you who already have your ticket, we are rewarding you for already getting tickets. When you go to funnelhackinglive.com and you click on the members login link, we will have it in there. It's not there in a second, but it'll be there very, very soon. And then for those who don't have your tickets yet, the speaker bonuses are disappearing very soon. I think we have another week or so of speaker interviews, and then all the speaker bonuses disappear. It's not like you get these forever. It's like, this is the urgency and scarcity. So Alison's bonus will only be there for like the next little bit. So that means you need to go today and get your tickets at funnelhackinglive.com. That is where the party is starting. And if you go there and go watch the video, see videos what happened in the past. If you've never been to Funnel Hacking Live, you'll see what Alison's talking about. It's closer to like a rock concert than an event. But it's also very comfortable for introverts like me who don't like, like we structure it in a way that's just, anyway, I love it. It's the best. It's the best 4 days of the year. So
it is amazing. My first one absolutely changed my life forever. I sat there and I was like, that 2 Comma Club award, I got to get that. And then Russell, you did like the next year, you did the 10X award. And I'm like, I gotta get that.
And then this is cool. You probably won't, you're not very good at bragging about yourself, so I'm going to do it. So then 2 years ago, we did the Two Heart Award, which means you donate $1 million to charity.
Mhm.
Alex and Layla Hermosi were the first ones to get that. And I thought like maybe someday, like 5 years now, the next person would get it. And by next year, you guys got it. You came on stage. We had multiple people got that too. And it's just like,
That was the best award. I'm not gonna lie. The being able to donate $1 million. That's
way better than making
always it really is. It really is. So thank you for offering that and giving me something to strive for.
it. Which was the very
I never got that award, actually. I just got the fake one. So
oh, seriously?
I'll work with your team because dang it, I want that thing.
Oh yeah, I gotta fire someone. No, just kidding. Make sure you get a physical. That's crazy. Very cool. And then what was I gonna say? Oh, what was the very first FHL you went to? Was it Dallas?
It was Dallas. And then, okay, best story there is I booked a hotel room after you were like, it's all sold out. It's all sold out. I'm like, whatever. People just say that. And so I booked the hotel. We got there, but it was for the next year. It was a year off. I was a year off. So Jared and I, my husband, I remember walking through the hall and Jared's like, where are we, Allison? What are we at? Because this is the first time we'd really, or the second time I'd met you. Jared had never met you. And he's like, Allison, what are you doing? So we walk up to some other hotel and get in that hotel. And then after you spoke that first hour, Jared was like, oh, we're home. This is where we need to be.
That's so crazy. That's awesome.
So when Russell says he's selling out, you guys, he's selling out.
We sold out every year. Yeah, it's not a fake thing. We've sold out every single year. We'll sell out again this year too. So
you want to stay at the hotel because there's so much magic. It's not like 9 to 5 and then you're done. There's night events. And then you usually, I don't know, give people food here and there. Like there's so much that it's just easiest to stay at the hotel. It really is.
I think we spend almost, or maybe it's over, but around $1 million we spend on food just feeding the audience. So there's food, there's parties, there's networking. Like we try to stimulate everyone hanging out, talking and networking, getting to know each other, finding partners. Like I always tell people, like, as you know, being an entrepreneur can be very lonely, especially when you're in Puerto Rico or Boise or wherever. It's like you're kind of there with your own thoughts, right?
Mhm.
There, it's like here's people that think like you, that act like you, and then you have a chance to meet them. And like a lot of times, this is where your business partners are from. This is where the people you hire to build your funnel, to drive your traffic, or this is where you're like influencers. We have thousands of influencers will also be there. It's like, oh my gosh, you got to follow me. I got a product. Let's match it up. And like all those things happen, late at nights and things like that. Like you don't want to be having to jump in an Uber and driving across town to like.
No,
it's miss the best part of the party. So yes, get it before the room block's gone, which the room block usually closes down really quick, usually even before we sell out tickets. So that'll probably be gone, I don't know, very soon though. So
hurry.
The time. Funnelhackinglive.com. You guys get your tickets, get Allison's bonus, hang out with us and the speakers and all the things. It's gonna be so much fun. Anyway, I'm pumped to see you in 59 days from now, which is crazy.
Yeah. Do you have like a paper chain, Russell?
Oh, dude, we should make one of those. That'd be so much fun that on the speaker ones we could rip. Okay, either this year or next year, that's going to be a thing that we totally do. That'd be amazing.
So good. Well, thanks for having me on, Russell. This was super fun. I'm excited. I've already got working on my slide deck, all of the good things to roll it all out for you.
So awesome. Well, I appreciate Allison. Thanks so much. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you guys at FHL in 59 days. Go to funnelhackinglive.com. Bye, everybody.